So, a year ago, I found out I was pregnant, 2 weeks along or thereabouts. And about a month into the pregnancy, I lost my child. Um, I think of my child as a girl, and I named her Kathlyn. It helped me to reconcile within myself the loss and helped me to grieve better, knowing just putting a sex and a name to my child. I didn't go through the process alone. I went through the process with my husband. This would have been his first child, and it was a really painful experience for him. The shock and then the loss, they were all so sudden. The one thing it did for us, for him, though, is to bring us out of a dark point in our lives where we had gotten into a rut and he was really depressed, and this reminded him that he needed to live. So, even though I lost our child, I can't be sad for the fact that it brought my husband back to me. I am eternally grateful for that event happening because of that reason. He is one of the strong points in my life, and I hope I'm one in his. But together, we've worked through it, we've spoken about it, how we felt, and for the most part, we've dealt with it together. And I encourage any couple that loses a child to not isolate themselves in their own grief. Mummies, the pain is not yours alone. Daddies, the pain is not yours alone. It's both of your pain. It's your family's pain, actually. So, sounds weird. You could share the pain with all of them. I did. I told my parents and my sisters, and I actually went home to my parents and my sisters, and my TLC was to curl up with them, cry my heart out. I went to my mom and I told her everything about how I felt, and I cried my little heart out, fell asleep. I'm a snorer, so this is horrible. Fell asleep in her lap while my head was in her lap, hugging her really tight. And I'm sure I cut some logs, but this was one of the few times she forgave me and she just held me really tight. I know not everyone has a mom or a sister to fall back onto, but if you have a friend who is like a mom or a sister, it's okay. In that one moment, they know you need that hug, that reassurance that it's going to be fine afterwards, that you're going to be fine afterwards, even the encouragement that you can try again. That one moment, they will give it to you, and you take it, you cling to it, and you absorb as much love and TLC as you can from that one moment. And when you're done, you go back to your spouse, if you have a spouse or boyfriend, whomever. If you want to rescue that relationship after a loss so deep, so painful, you work at it. You work at yourself. You work with them to get through those tough patches, because that's what a relationship is all about. Being able to hold the other person's hand and walking through those difficult times together. Be willing to share what you feel with each other. Don't blame the other person. Don't ostracize them. Just understand where they're at, because there's all the thoughts and emotions that led up to that point from both your perspective, and you need to get that out. You need to share that with each other, but afterwards you need to meet at a common ground and say, okay, now that we've cleared that, now that we understood, now that we understand where we stood or where we were, where do we go from here? Do we want to continue this relationship together? If that answer is yes, you put your whole heart, your whole being into making that relationship work. And the important thing, and I'll say this in almost all my videos, is to talk to each other. It really, really gets rid of a lot of misunderstandings, and it makes you get where the other person is coming from. So talk to each other, be there for each other, because at the end of the day, it's the two of you, and you both chose each other. So guess what? You have to fight for each other. And you can always try again to have a child. You can adopt, you can do fertility treatment. There's many methods. Don't let losing one child crush you, no matter the age of the child. If you're able to have another child or look after another child after you've grieved, because as I said before, it's not that I'm not saying don't grieve and pretend it away and be all happy, happy, joy, joy. No, you allow yourself time to grieve. But after you've grieved, be there for each other, pick up the pieces, move forward. All right? Love you all. Thanks for listening.